I listened to one song from these guys. That song was R.E.S. I listened to it on YouTube. I loved it. I said I was going to listen to Cardiacs because that song was just wildly impressive. And it was all over the place. There was like 9 genres in the one song. It went everywhere. I want to check this out. I mean, honestly, it seems like Cardiacs has a very loving and loyal cult following. And I really enjoyed the heck out of what I just listened to, with R.E.S. I didn't just listen to that. I've been sitting on that one for a bit, but I did just enjoy the Mr. Bungle album, and everybody's telling me that, while this happened 11 years earlier, they seem to be contemporaries. So I've got a little context in my Discord here before I hit the play button on this here thing. Let me see. Here we go. All right. Context for Cardiacs, British avant-garde band from Kingston upon Thames, mostly led by 2 brothers, Tim Smith, guitar, vocals, and Jim Smith, bass. With a variety of backing musicians throughout their lifespan, they are known for their theatrical and magic punk prog performances and Tim Smith's cryptic lyrics. They have shockingly in-depth lore, mostly related to their self-owned label, like P-Doom in the 80s. P-Doom, if you didn't know, is King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard's self-owned label. The Alphabet Business Concern, ABC, which I just noticed, which the band pretends is an evil cultish company forcing them to work when it's mostly just an excuse for them to release whatever they want to make. The band is one of the biggest cult bands in Britain despite being originally loathed by critics. They've gained massive influence with bands like Blur, Radiohead, and yes, Mr. Bungle, citing them as influences. Get ready for even more madness. I'm sorry you have to do 2 insane maximalist prog albums in a row, Limfow. Though I think this one's slightly less dense, especially in comparison to Cardiacs' other music. Got it. Good to know. Scoodledump, thank you for them 10 old tiggle bitties. Guys, I'm going to hit the play button. Without further ado, I'm going to hit the play button. But before I do, it's very important to me that you know that you are awesome, that you are valuable, that you are important. Thames, thank you, that you matter, that you are deserving of love, and that I am abundantly grateful for even a moment of your time. If you like what you see, feel free to hit the like and the subscribe button. It goes a long way to help me out. And if you really like what you see, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you, or join us on Twitch. These people over here are the best people. Come discover music with us. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Arizona time. Guys, I'd love to see you by. Without further ado, though, a little man in a house and the whole world window. Cardiacs, here we go. Let's check it out. Okay, big synth sound and strings and horns. Are you listening to this album with me for the first time? 1 for yes, 2 for no. 1, you've heard it. 2, you've not heard it. So we got a lot of first timers with me here. It's kind of building here. It's really building here.
Just before the hour, a few moments won't make any difference, not to me anyway.
I love that he sings with his accent. Is that a piccolo?
I don't really want to go in tomorrow.
Been there.
Will tell me off for leaving early yesterday.
I really liked that about the song I heard, though, is it reminded me of like old English punk, but then mixed with like 9 genres in between things. It was really nice. It's one of the things that made me want to come back.
And there's voices inside me, they're screaming, they're telling me that's the way we all go.
So this is a revisited thing, because that's what they say in the CSR song, that's the way we all go.
That's the way we all go. There's thousands of people just like me all over, but that's the way we all go.
I love that bit. That's like one of my favorite. That was one of my favorite parts of CSR. Like you have this punk rock vibe, but then you have all of these psychedelic bombastics.
When everyone's been so helpful, how can I have the right
Meet
to say
Frog.
I'm different to you?
Wow.
But I'm lost not for words or for kindness or sympathy. That's the way we all go. And if you're bigger, you fall a bit harder. But that's the way we all go.
I love that lyric. That whole stanza right there is fantastic. But I'm lost not for words or for kindness or sympathy. That's the way we all go. And if you're bigger, you fall a bit harder, but that's the way we all go. That's so true. And I feel like that's a comment on a couple of different things. Like, dude.
There's a pain in my side. It's a lesson I learned from a while ago.
I love it.
I'll be screaming inside. I'll be biting my nails, but it won't show. There's a look at my door as I fall to the floor, but I still don't know that the people outside should have tears for my pride, but they still won't go. Why should I think I'm alone? The whole factory thinks that's the way we all go. And there's Washington, Tokyo, New York, and Moscow, but that's the way we all go. They're all crying and arguing down the telephone, but that's the way we all go. And there's me standing here with my whole life to spare. That's the way we all go. That's the way we all go. That's the way.
This is so good. Bro.
It's easier when you know how obviously, but that's how it goes.
I don't think you can hear the lyric, the vocalist, and not think like Toy Dolls or Sex Pistols, like at all. I don't think that you can do it. I think it's impossible. But I'm not saying it's derivative or a ripoff, right? I'm just saying I think that they're British dudes, right? But I also think that this is a weird mix where like prog music meets punk music meets psychedelia, and I think that that is really cool. There's like jazz elements to the way the transitions carry themselves. I could also see that, Tara. I really do think like the Kimono My House sparks specifically in my brain is where my head's kind of coming from, you know, with that comment. But I mean, honestly, I just really love the vocalist. I think his voice is so cool. I love, again, that motif, especially knowing that we're going to hear that That's the Way We All Go song towards the end in R.E.S. This is just exciting. I love this. What an opener.
Now I know something that you don't, 'cause that's the way we all go. Turning wheel reeks of the wild and the way that, but that's the way we all go. The early bird catches the worm, does the worm think that that's the way we
So for
all
those of you first timers with me hearing this, Was that a good first impression for the first timers? In a City Lining is this one. New wave meets punk, meets prog. His delivery of that lyric, his timing. You know, I kind of like that description, having just heard that. Bungle being, yeah, great start. Thank you for the tig old biddies there, Crimson. But I think that I kind of am seeing where you're coming from. And I think I've always kind of sided more, believe it or not, knowing that I've invested more of my time digging into punk than I have into metal. And while lately I've been much more metal oriented, punk is where I'm rooted, right? Like, I don't get to metal without punk first. That's just the way my personal music journey went. So in my brain, I'm finding it a little bit easier to intellectualize this music, or just accept it easier, right? Like, this would be closer to a Daily Driver song for me. Going Optimal, I'm right there with you, especially after Mr. Bungle. His timing. That's a douche. These guys might be designed for me, dude. These guys might, I might just be cut to be a fan. Oh, I can't do that. Going from like the circusy clown chord to this. And it keeps getting faster here. Like OK Computer, Radiohead? Or what? What vocals? I'm sorry. I just don't hear Tom York here at all. I would love to hear where you're going though, because if I can make that connection, I mean, this is like what I live for.
Time, gleaming and shining. All news has its way that leaves me staring at my pillow. All clouds have a silver lining, gleaming and shining all of the time.
In fairness, my experience with Radiohead is the Ben's an OK Computer, and I'm on Team OK Computer. That's just where we're at. Vocals not there, maybe delivery, Tom York, I don't know. I'm trying to connect it because, again, I don't feel like people say these things without having a reason to. So I don't think anybody's crazy when they say it kind of sounds like this to me, because typically there's a reason that they come out and say that, right? Like there's some connection in their brain. So I think it's one of those things where I never ask that to challenge somebody so much as to kind of broaden my own understanding of music and the way people hear it.
The Siegfried line. All news leaves me staring at my pillow. All clouds have a silver lining.
What would a concert like this be? Okay. And then the instrumental. Oh my gosh. This is a banger, dude. This album so far, the 3 songs I've heard, banger. It's getting faster. Don't sweat it, Optimal. Loved it. Friggin' loved it. Also, do not sweat it, Optimal, because I struggle to say things, and I'm the guy that's like hosting the shindig. So again, I get what you're saying. I think Cardi, again, I really think that these guys were kind of just music made for me. Like, it's such specific sounds that are just hitting me deep into like my core of music. Really loving it. I'm eating in bed. Let's go. In a prog sphere, but there's small amounts where they like completely let loose, and it's glorious. Down, down, down. Also, what I mean, realistically, what's a metronome to these guys? What's a metronome to these guys? Like, that last song is not nearly as cool if it's in time, you know? That's what made this so cool.
Right of way.
Yes!
Something else is missing, sometimes sorted out.
The organ in the back. Like the pipe organ.
Nothing by comparison, but thoughts straight in my mind.
Time signatures are crazy.
Myself with the will to be unkind. That's the way of every day.
I really like this stuff, dude. Like the childishy, like the kind of kid noises.
Stands around in poses just like this. And when I get to thinking it seems better to betray me with a kiss. We will inform you a wrong day today. Mr. Denise's a much better way. Changing circumstances.
They're transitions.
To hell with alcohol. Goes away, now I'm wrong. It must be all this eating again. Tell me when it's over, let's party, then it's rolling over again.
What?
No one can see or say or do what no one wants or not to do. It's scary to be that way, so make use of my body. I'll be round with the towering gun and stand with the standard man who paints us inseparable. But should I break my fall?
Bum 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 bum. Oh my gosh! I also very much love the drum sound. They captured a great one.
In every cry of every man, the mindful judgment it calls I hear goes the way of every day. To hell with alcohol. I'm wrong. It must be all this beating in. Tell me when it's over, the spider's crawling up again. Goes the way of every day. To hell with alcohol. I'm wrong. It must be all this beating in. Tell me when it's over, the spider's
Is eating in bed like an expression for something?
crawling up again. No one can see or say or do what no one wants or not to do. It's scary to be that way, so make use of my body. The woman with the cat takes me round to the back, to the man with the crocodile smile who scares me to my
Wow.
hands and knees. But should I break my fall?
Being pampered, got you. Super. I've liked every single thing I've heard. Is this the life? Can I get a genius for it? Ad first. Got it. In the meantime, why an ad? I ran one so I didn't have to run across this. This is dumb. All right. 1 minute and 30. I'll be right back. Okay. We should be back. Now. Okay. Hopping. We're back. Hopping back end. Is this the life? And I've got a genius. This kind of reminds me of The Cure a little bit. I can't be the only one that hears The Cure here, am I? Like, am I? I shouldn't be. Okay.
Following around to see a life that's never in.
Not anymore.
Calling itself on its
It's
own
the
road,
synths
but
and
it's
bass
never
heavy
tried to hold
and drum sound.
the world today. See it to arranging the day, prepared in its own so special way with added loving care, though it's not been there since yesterday.
Wow. Love that tone. What a good lead. Do, 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 do. Okay. Thought it was gonna get bigger. That solo was good. It definitely gave me like a I'm trying to think of what that solo reminded me of, but that solo was good. It definitely didn't have like a punk rock kind of sound to it. It definitely was like a very conviction based solo. Like there was a feeling to that. I would imagine that that was like a one take. Like he probably took a few shots, but he played that all the way through. And I say that because of the way the I mean, there was just feel to it. I don't know another way to put it, but you can tell, I think pretty well when dudes chop their solos together. And this was, I don't think, one of those moments. And then classically, you end up kind of switching into this other breakdown. So it's like you do get a little bit of the Cardiac's kind of genre jump moment, I think. This is definitely the most user-friendly and definitely my least favorite, but it was a good solo. but it's going to be really hard. I mean, A Little Man and a House, that I think so far has been my favorite. I like how this is uncomfortable, and then that going back into this kind of the Cure soundscape sort of thing. Doot, 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 doot. The drummer is really good, dude. Just very clean, such a pocket. Yeah, Garrett, me too, dude. Was this your first listen with us? Or in general? I've certainly enjoyed that. I think that they're just really digestible for me, honestly. Like, it's just so many combinations of genres that I love, but would never have necessarily seen coming together, like punk and prog. I never would have imagined those lining up the way that this has done. And this is an interlude, a nice little 46-second banger. You hear the rain in the back? You got it. I won't. Hang on then, because I have to pause at least once during every song to give commentary. So I'll go ahead and just say Gentle Giants. And now I'll let it transition and run in. Dive is the next song. Kind of uplifting in. Never mind. Just Folly.
Hello.
Here we go. I love the punk rock. Da-da-dan, 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 da-da-dan.
Cancel out my bonus with a high. So here we go. Caught in arrears with your different ideas. And I'm saving all my troubles in my deceptive calendar mind. It's a dreadful situation, really.
I know it shifted there, but I really wanted to hear that it's a dreadful situation really line. That's so cool. That's so cool.
It's a dreadful situation, really.
Aw?
What's in a name says Elaine, and her mind is a part of everything. In time she is back
This is like Sparks punk for sure.
and up for
I mean, Tara, you were the one that said this was kind of like Sparks, right? This is definitely like Sparks meets punk rock. And it's so cool. Meets England.
everything. In time she is back and up for eating with all her past left behind. She's a sucker for your weakness, shall we?
I want to like it again. It's so good.
Ability to grow a fetus of my own sometime dies.
Oh, man. The the bass work is do 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 do. It's really good. Why does the bass line remind me of the Pokemon Stadium music? Like when you're fighting an opponent in Pokemon. Bah.
Life is bad, so we are then totally bad news. Max money's walk around, and a Ford hammers are posted into a cup of mud, climbing into the ground. Really that anything is better than that, is better than watching your fake news win in the end, but now it's not.
Fake news. This dude's calling out fake news before Trump made it up. And then the horns? Dude, this is uplifting mustard.
Life's a part of me, life's on top of me, life is constantly on my mind. Life's a part of me, life's on top of me, life is constantly on my mind. Life's a part of me,
Life's a part and it lies on top of me, and life is constantly on my mind. Yes. 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 It's so good. How eloquently yet simple can you say that? Life is constantly on my mind. We've all been there where you can't help but think about all of the crap in life. Like it's just carried on your shoulders. I love this. You feel like that's a core thought in the whole package? Okay. I'm eager to further extrapolate your premise. I'm definitely getting that they're anxious. Honestly, there's a... I don't think that the music reminds me at all of the Talking Heads, but I feel like the spirit of the Talking Heads and the anxiety that the music conveys is certainly there. The Icing on the World. Here we go. You hear the... It sounds like kind of a shoo sound, but there's definitely a banging that's making it.
when is it good or not good to perceive a petrifying life, or to solving a problem that's here tomorrow, gone today? I am a worthy subject, says one person, catching somebody out, and I'm tired of all that I am doing now, says somebody else.
Tell me one punk band that has better musicians than these guys collectively. Tell me a better group of musicians that ended up together and called themselves like a punk band. because I actually, like, as I'm sitting here thinking about all the other punk bands I know, the musicianship that I'm hearing in this album is worlds further ahead than conventional punk bands.
Not to reason why houses, but to do and dice as you says I. Yes, it's starting to
I wouldn't call Dismemberment Plan punk.
show, but it's already pie in the sky. No reason is adapted for ordinary use. In everyday lives there's a clause that's not written down. We assume it's just a disguise. Look, I know everything. Knowledge farms the best of me.
Oh my gosh, the timing.
After all I
They're just abusing us with the time here. Like, this is the mustard of time. This is music that has mustard to it. It's an acquired taste. If you're not familiar with my channel or that terminology, mustard is like a sound that is an acquired taste. And if you love the taste, you love the taste. And like some mustard is like a spicy mustard. Some mustard is like a real hot mustard. Some mustard, sweet mustard. There's certainly something to this.
don't blame me, not at all the time I would be.
But this is the mustard of time. They're really, really slapping us in the face with what time is.
Sing on the world. Something is wrong, so how is it now? Is there something on your mind? Or are your problems deleting the course of what's set in your mind? Now be calm, but tell me you are living now. What you lived before, there's a will in everyone's mind to exude an air of some kind. Think back some years, the age of 10, that's not you, that was someone else. Different thoughts and surroundings, just memories exist today. When you think good, tomorrow, the day after is living, but unfast there must be truth in what I say, seen as how the sun shines from my eyes. Dull seems the evergreen style of all I unity. And over the fence, an old mother's symphony makes a spectacle of life, all for the sake of love.
All of the man, thanks. I love you too. JK, I know that we're listening to this section being a waltz, but I've got to say, it's really cool to me that music like this ended up happening, but it's really sad to me that it didn't really go as far as I think it should have. It's a bummer to me that it's genius level brains to make music like this. It actually is. Like, it's savant level artistry. And so much bad music is more popular. It's a weird... I know it's stupid to say that, and it's like art isn't a competition, but it's one of those things that I really want to share with people. Like, it's one of those things that, like, I can absolutely hear how much this did not see play. But it's frustrating to me because it's like music that you experience, not music that just kind of passes you by. I mean, honestly, I really, really, really find myself liking this. And I know I'm pausing it in the middle of this, but as I go through these songs, it has so many core things that I just very much like. And perhaps you're right. Maybe it's not an acquired taste. It's just you have it or you don't. But to me, this particular thing has been such a melting pot of my inspiration sounds, my core music sounds, the things that I was inspired by growing up. And it's like, I don't know if those artists were inspired by Cardiacs, but to hear all of these different genres that are my daily genres thrown in, you know, like again, from punk to prog to pop to rock. And then you have these horn sounds, you know, like there's so many cool elements behind it, and that they're seemingly able to weave these things in together while having such an eclectic nature to them, but such conviction with vocal delivery, and the timing in which the vocals are delivered is almost as you know, crazy as the timing of the drums and the transitions. The whole thing has just been a wild ride experience, and I've loved every bit of it. That's the way we all go. It was dope, man. The breakfast line is the next one. So the next is the breakfast line. This is a great album, dude. This is a great band, dude. All right, let me pull the Genius up here real quick. Where is it? Thank you. It's funny to hear him talking. We're already... This really threw me off. And then this? Okay. Hot. And now we're here? Where are we going, Peter Pan? Do-do-do-do. The time, dude. This song vaguely reminds me of Nelly the Elephant by Toy Dolls. I don't know why I say things, because now it doesn't now. And the slow down moment. The strings transitions are also great. They really round this album out with the whole instrument lineup. huge instrumental, dude. You can kind of hear that motif of That's the Way We All Go in this as well. Loving this instrumental at the end of it. There's so much noise. There are so many layers and it's mixed so well. Hard cut, nicely done. And this is Victory Egg. Okay. I'm so enjoying the heck out of this album. It's flying by.
What's there to lose, said the general, selling a dead meat by the pound. Accidents of existence will make us all feel duty bound to send along their one or to pursue a new curriculum.
Wow.
Fingers takes a chair, tum-ti-tum-ti-tum-tum-tum.
I love his use. I love his use of onomatopoeia, right? Like he has all of these little like stutter sing, onomatopoeia sing kind of things, and it makes me happy.
Opened up for me, I think again and then decline. The need be not so great if all descend in perfect peace of mind. Consider childish dreams a matter of necessity. I almost drew myself to the point of my life's expectancy. I'll break off all your charms as world, her egg will burst.
The horn, or the trumpet.
Calls his own tune, thinking it's so good to be alive. Says if these are the best, what are the rest to be like? As for me, I struggle with words and wisdom, accusing it's you, it's me, it's him, you see.
Oh man.
It's coming fast to canonize my infancy. The space is clean, but in between is covered with anxiety. The flaming clause is victory, complete with words it's hard to see. But after all it's over and I'm with supreme variety. A friend indeed is all I need.
It's continuously getting bigger with the same vocal delivery in time.
I should have thought of that before. They need a catch before I'm under. I will give myself to.
The first time they change it is when the song shifts. So he's singing in the same kind of breakdown of lyricism as far as the timing goes. And then when they hit this under part, they go into a new part of the song. So like half of the song is a completely different kind of vibe.
I will give myself to the war.
Yes! Is this just That's the Way We All Go, but played in a minor instead of a major?
It's coming fast to colonize my infancy. The space is clean, but in between it's covered with anxiety.
Is it really?
The flaming clause is victory, complete with words it's hard to see. But after all is over and I'm with supreme variety.
But herein lies kind of one of those problems. Not that it's a problem. It's like it's not a problem. But a standard person listening isn't going to recognize the fact that that motif is revisited in a minor and then brought back in its major. And again, when you don't recognize those bits about music that can stand out and excite you, and I'm not saying it's well, I mean, maybe I am saying a little bit that it's like music for musicians, but also not, because it's like it's acceptable. Like anybody can like and love this, right? But I think that there's a lot more to grab onto when you have even a slight concept of music, or you know, you don't like what you frequently hear because to you music all sounds the same, right? So I don't know. There's something there that's really special about the way that they have been self-referential and they're calling out their own motifs here. I've really loved it. A lot of meat on the bones. And then a piano ballady part? No, just the pring. Wow. This, just so you know, was the song I heard before, and I've listened to this song quite a bit. I really liked it, and again, A Little Man in a House, I love that it connects somehow. I'm so sad that there are only 2 songs left. I'm very happy that one of them is this one. R.E.S, here we go. What does R.E.S stand for, if you know? Oh, for the residents, okay.
A stitch in time saves 9 in time to stay alive, 'cause we are so divine.
I love it, dude.
In my mind, I can't stop dying. I wish there was no stopping me now.
The no stopping me now part. No stopping me now.
In the hope I'm to grow old, I'll be told to keep my head to the ground. It's like standing in the playground, looking at the ground, trying not to notice all the kids around.
I will say, when I first listened to this, I made a comment saying, like, it felt like it was Devo, but I didn't really feel equipped to be able to say much because I hadn't listened to a Devo album and only knew the hits. I still see the Devo connection now. Still see it. Different, but I see it.
It's like standing in the playground, looking at the ground, trying not to notice all the kids around. The will to be kind is blind, but that's the way we all go. The people subsiding are always advising that that's the way we all go.
And then we're back. I love that. It's so good.
Calling is craving is that to the running it. Please let me at this thing, holding me with all its sterling charm, that surround me and slipping but never falling down.
That's something I didn't notice in my the last time. The listen to the piano key following behind.
Down. Give me something I don't need. My friend cried till his face gets really, really red. Birthdays here all my life, it feels towards me. A stitch in time saves 9 in time, but that's the way we all go. The higher the chances, the higher the climb. That's the way we all go.
And then this. It's like we're coming up on video game boss fights, guys. Like, this is an old school video game boss fight. love it just... It's so much, dude. And then we're getting back into it after a solo. This tone is amazing. Gilmore-y tone. And we're back. Oh, I love that transition so much. I think that this song and the first song, A Little Man in a House, my favorites so far. I agree. The way it ends, man, like they're an actual genius band. This is an actually genius album. Before I even hit the last song, this might go a 10 for 10, because let's be honest, Interlude doesn't count. This might be a 10 for 10 or an 11 for 11, whatever. 10 for 10, I don't care. This is, I'm actually genuinely sad that this one's over. Like, not over, we have one more song. I'm actually sad that it's the last song. The Whole World Window. Also, notice A Little Man in a House, The Whole World Window. Everything in between is and. Kind of a cool concept. I really love that. I really, really love that, actually. Listen to this saxophone. Kind of a Princey sound.
It's just a funny world that hides me out of sight.
Oh.
And I will stay with her all through the day.
What is all of this fuzz sound I'm hearing in the background behind the horns? I like it, but it sounds kind of like B-roll folly.
Hides me out of sight. And I will stay with her
Like he's talking to you
all
outside.
through the day and through the night. And if she only had stopped making that hissing noise.
You can hear his emotion.
Haunts me now and makes a joke of me with all the other boys. And then the world begins to seem. Then she releases what's closed in on me.
When did David Bowie go punk rock? This is amazing.
And then the world begins to seem. Then she releases what's closed in on me. And then asks, is a spot that breaks the whole world window and turns as if to try. So do I. So do I.
It reminds me a little bit of Starman by Bowie.
When I'm really here, that's when I'm really here. My right life begins to disappear, and I remember my mum told me out of all my funny toys that you
This is a contender for the best song on the album.
a man of me, and growing up's an interesting thing to do, isn't it? And then our life begins to scream. The whole world changes like I've never seen. And then she goes up to the window and moves into the sky.
I love.
So do I. So do I. So do I. So do
Oh man, yes. And the saxophone is such a saxophone right now. The drum panning. Headphone listeners, pay attention to the drum panning here. Oh, so nice. The piano bombastics. You hear him screaming in the background? Yeah, it's very Pink Floyd-y. Like, there's an element of the screaming that reminds me of How Can You Have Your Pudding If You Don't Eat Your Meat? But then there's also an element of the talking sounds in Brain Damage, maybe? Or On the Run. Maybe Brain Damage, I don't know. If we have not today. The piano sound, the strings, or Mellotron. Those bastards. I can't believe they did that to me. Throwing you off until the end. And then just... All right. That was an S-tier album. 100% absolutely yes. That was an edge. That was a. They are contemporaries, and it's not a competition. I found this one a bit easier to listen to than the Mr. Bungle album. Not that I disliked either of them. In fact, I very much enjoyed both of them, but I would absolutely go out of my way to listen to this one frequently. And not just because I wanted to show somebody or because I was feeling a mood. Like, I would just listen to this. Without question, I would just listen to this. And I honestly, an Edge tier album, yeah. I very much preferred this one. I liked how the transitions, I liked the punk sound, I liked the prog meets punk sound. Bungle does need more listens. I'm not dunking on it. It's not like I'm saying because I liked this one better than the Bungle album that I don't like Bungle. Like, I heard two really super banger albums that were so same and so different and so conceptually similar and not at all the same at all. And I know I just said a lot there. And there's perhaps an element of recency bias. I'm going to need to live with it, but I don't think that there is. I mean, I feel pretty confident that I just naturally dug into. Now, I do think that Mike Patton is a better vocalist. There's not even a question. I think both bands are really great. But I also will say that Mr. Bungle has 3 guys. This band, I just counted 9 people in this photo. That said, it doesn't mean anything. And again, it's not a competition. It's not like one is better than the other. They're just different. It's just my taste. This was a little bit more user-friendly. Also, it just had a lot of elements I couldn't get past being obsessed with. Guys, I love you. I'm gonna listen to another Cardiacs album for sure. I know that right now. I'm gonna need to live with the Mr. Bungle album a little bit more before I decide on what I want to do with it. I might. Yeah, I don't think that they have a huge catalog, so I might just check out the rest of that. But for sure, I know Cardiacs has a huge catalog, so I'm going to live with this album for a little bit before I decide how I want to proceed and whether, how deep I want to go on that journey, blase blah. But I'm definitely going to add another Cardiacs album to the hopper. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Guys, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for the positivity that you show both to me and to one another. Continue to be the best. And until I see you next, be introspective and consider the birds. Goodbye.